Hello everybody, here I am back with my latest game introduction. This time I'm looking at Lock and Load Forgotten Heroes Vietnam. Those of you who know the game series will notice that this is actually the first edition. There is a different edition with a slightly different, more picture on the front, which probably looks more like this available. But this is the first edition, which I got secondhand. It's part of my Vietnam cycle that I'm playing. Just a couple of words about Lock and Load. Lock and Load is a squad level game. I have just unpacked it. I got it secondhand, like I said. So basically, it was fully punched. You know, I got little baggies with the counters in them. It came with 2 dice. I don't know if they are Lock and Load standard issue or if the previous owner just put them in here. And they also come with a couple of cards that you can use during the game at certain intervals. I think they have something to do with heroes. Like I said, I haven't played it yet. I'm reading through the rules. I'm reading them for the second time. So today I want to start learning how to play the game using the teach myself method. So I'm going to sit there, play a scenario, referencing the rules, and I'm not going to make a video about that. What I do want to do is I want to show you the components a little bit, and the first thing that I noticed when I unpacked this was that these maps look very much like advanced squad leader maps. First of all, they're glossy paper. You can assemble them in different ways. You know, so I just randomly put them together. So here you've got, like, you can do it this way. You can put this one here, and you always get a perfectly matched up new world. So you can basically put them in whichever order you like. The different terrains that are shown are very important because since this is squad level, it's really all about line of sight spotting, being able to know that somebody else is there. I talked about the idea of spotting in when I discussed Citadel. And for those of you who may not be familiar with this, the idea is, and I'm just going to put this guy here, I'm just going to put this guy here, and of course they are on the same side, they're all Americans, but let's just pretend that these are 2 enemies. Looking down on the map, obviously, you know as both players where everybody is. However, if you were to think that if you were to envisage this to be a 3-dimensional map, you see that this is some form of plant, brush maybe, and this is a road. So if you were to stand here, there is no way you can see this guy because he's very far away, 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes, and he's also to the side, and there is different types of terrain between you and this other guy. So although the players know where they are, the characters don't know. So this is almost like a role-playing game where you have character knowledge and player knowledge, and you must not use the player knowledge to influence what the characters can do. So in order to do away with this issue of, oh yeah, I know that Lieutenant Riggin is here, so I'm just going to walk up on him to kill him, or I'm just going to shoot there and hope that I'll hit him. Well, no way, because you can actually not see him. You don't know that he is there. And in order to see if you can see somebody, you use line of sight. And this is where this dot is very important, because you track line of sight from the center of each hex using, well, you can use anything. I saw people in a video using measuring tapes, all kinds of bendy things. Other people use rulers. It doesn't really matter, but the main thing is you can only see somebody if you have clear line of sight to them. So if you have an elevation here and somebody stands on this side and you're here, they're on the low side of a hill. They cannot see you, but you can't see them either because you are also on the other side of the hill. So there's a hill between you, and also if you have woods on the hill, then there's even more elevation. So these are all things to be taken into account. When we look at the actual counters themselves, they depict different types of units, and I've just randomly picked some. I'm just gonna zoom in here. We have a squad here, so you can tell this is a squad because it contains 2 people. It's also a marine squad, as you can tell from the emblem on the top left, but that is actually not important at all at the moment. And on the particular, on each of these, you have information around their strength as well. So basically, these guys have a firepower of 3. Their range is 6. This is their movement allowance, which is 4. Their morale value is up here, it's 5. And since this 4 is in a red square, this tells me that they have the assault movement capability, like this guy here as well. Here we have a leader counter. This is just one person. He's a named leader, Lieutenant Riggin. His morale is 6, and he can. He should be able to self-rally, being a leader. It means that when these counters get hit, at some point they will be shaken. And as you can see, all of their values go to 0. They don't have any firepower, they don't have any range, and their movement capability is very, very low. So in order for them to become fully operational, they need to be rallied. And certain types of counters can self-rally, certain types of units can self-rally. So, for example, I think snipers can, snipers can self-rally, as you can see here. It's got SR. This is a single man or half squad counter, and here we have so basically this is a half squad counter. It's not a single individual. And here we have other things that you may get with the game. So we have weapons here. These are support weapons which need to be carried. You cannot just move them around, but you have to have somebody who can carry them. There's also a third type of counter, which is a weapons team, which is depicted by 2 people with a weapon that they are using. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find any of these yet, so I basically said I just don't choose random counters to give you an impression. The counter quality is very nice. I mean, it's nice cardstock. They're easily readable. They look nice. So basically, how this game works is that you have so-called scenarios. I'm just gonna pick one out here, and if you have played ASL, you will be familiar with this because ASL operates on the same premise. You have a scenario. This one is called Ambush of Company 4, and it tells you basically how to set up the story. It gives you a little bit of an introduction, the order of battle. So basically, what kind of counters do you need? So for example, here you need a, I don't know if I can zoom in so that you can actually read this. It says you're going to need 2 counters that are 4 times, so basically 4 counters with the denomination 1, 5, 4. So 1 firepower, 5 strength, 5 range for movement allowance, and 2 leader 616, 1606 leader. So basically, how you do it. You just pick them randomly. So this one is a 264, so you would not be able to use this one in a scenario because it's not called for. So what you do is you just go through all of your counters, and then you just look for 154s and 6-1-6s and so on and so forth. So this is basically how the game is played. You then put all of these counters on the maps, and then the next step is that you start moving around. There are certain victory conditions, things you need to know, or things you need to achieve in order to win. There is a certain number of turns that you have to fulfill your objectives, and there are also sometimes special rules, and there are also rules that will only, or events that will only come to play during the game. So there are some instances where it says don't read any further than this because you're going to spoil the fun. So this is basically the game. Like I said, if you've played Squad Leader or Advanced Squad Leader, you will be familiar with the idea. Only the fact is that, of course, this is much less difficult and there are much fewer rules than there are in ASL. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to start working with this. I'm going to start playing the first scenario today, and then I'll see how far I get, and then I'll do a couple of sessions.